Hey everybody, welcome back to Home Life with 2.0. It has been a while since I have done a video. It's been about 2 weeks, and that is maybe 3 weeks. And that is because my son was in the hospital and I did not want to post a video with him in the hospital. We were in the hospital for about 20 days, 14 of which was his medicine, because due to his kidney infection, he had to have a really strong medication that could either be given by injection or a PICC line IV. Now, when my son was born, he had a condition called hypospadias. And if I'm saying that wrong, I'm sorry, I'm not a medical expert, but I have the definition and I'm going to read it to you. This is the exact definition of hypospadias, which is what my son was born with. Hypospadias is a birth defect in which the opening of the urethra is on the underside of the penis instead of at the tip. The urethra is the tube through which the urine drains from your bladder and exits your body. This is the condition my son had. It was a birth defect. And about a year ago, he had a surgery to help fix the problem. And I knew that he would be prone to kidney infections. Well, this is what happened. He got a kidney infection and had to be on medication. He is okay. And this is something that can be corrected and just have to watch over time. Him being potty trained right now could have been what triggered it a year later, because we did attempt potty training, but I don't think he was ready, and now we're going to stop and wait a little bit longer until he's old enough to tell us when his TT burns, because we think this started out as a urinary tract infection and he didn't know how to explain that, so he just kept holding in his pee, and then it backed into his kidneys and caused a really, really bad kidney infection. He found out about this birth defect while he was in the womb. So it was caught very early on, and I knew while in the womb that this was causing him pain. That could be why he did not move in the womb as much as other kids do. And I know how hard it is to find out that there's something wrong with your child. I am very fortunate that this is something that can be fixed, and we have done the steps to fix it, and we are going to continue to do the steps to fix it. My son is now 3.5, almost, he'll be 4 in about 6-7 months. He's had this since he was born, and he is now almost 4 years old. And the problems with hypospadias is I was told when I found out that he had it, that it can be corrected, and if chosen not to correct it, because you can choose not to correct it, you are prone to even more kidney problems as well as future fertility issues. And for my son, I made the decision because he was so young, I felt like if he were to have a surgery, he wouldn't remember it. So I stand by that decision because I still don't think he's going to remember what he just went through. It was very traumatic. It was awful. I will not lie to you. I cried the whole time. I felt like a monster because I would have to hold my son down while he was screaming, "Please don't hurt me." So for all you moms out there who for any reason has had to do that, I feel your pain. It's not fun. I don't like it, and I don't want to have to do it again. So they have him on an antibiotic that is to help to prevent future kidney infections. And he has a urologist who he sees on a regular basis to make sure that everything is flowing the way it's supposed to. We are home, and he is okay. So I wanted to do a video talking about hypospadias, because until my son had it, I didn't know what it was. And a lot of people didn't. But it is something that we've had to deal with since he came out of the womb, since even before he came out of the womb, because I knew about it. I chose not to post a video before because it was very traumatic. I have pictures of him that I will show you in this video of him, and I will let you see those, but I chose to wait because I wanted to give my son the privacy, as well as myself, the privacy that he needed to get better. I do not regret this decision. Now I want to talk about the hospital itself. We went to Texas Children's Hospital, and I'm going to tell you that it was one of the best experiences. I felt completely safe. I like the fact that this hospital, it's not just one doctor, it is an entire team of specialists working to figure out what's going on. They talked to me every day, told me the plan every single day, and reassured me that they were not going to let my son go until they were for sure that it was for his safety. I liked the safety protocols. Every day you had to get screened in. They took severe precautions for the 2020 problem. I felt safe. People were annoyed with it, but I personally was not. I followed all the safety guidelines. They required that every day you get screened in. You get your temperature taken, you get asked questions, you get your sticker, and then you get your armband, and you can go upstairs. And they had to ring you in order to go upstairs. So a worker of the hospital would sit by the elevators and scan their card, and then you go up to your floor every day. If I wanted to leave the room at all every day to go get him a gift from the gift shop, or to go get some Chick-fil-A from the cafeteria down there on the 3rd floor, and you had to have a mask. And every time when my son was allowed to leave the room, I had a mask on him, and I made sure he had clothes, and we Germ-X. It was a very safe environment. And they did not let me go downstairs until my son's test for the 2020 problem came back, because they would not allow you to leave the room. They provided free meals for the adults until those tests came back. If those tests came back negative, then you had to pay, which was okay. Let me bring up the hospital before Texas Children's. I went to Beaumont Baptist, which is my local area hospital. I am very displeased with what happened. My son was poked with needles over 17 times in his genital area with tubes, as well as the IVs, because he was dehydrated and they could not get a good vein. After about the 3rd time, you should have stopped. And I was crying. It took one special nurse to finally tell the doctor, I am not poking this child anymore. We do not have the equipment needed to take care of this child. He needs to be sent to a specialist at Texas Children's. It took one nurse, because this one doctor, I do not remember his name, and even if I did, I would not say it on YouTube. This is an overall to the hospital. You need to be better, because what you put my child through was torture. What you put me through as a mother was torture. I got to Texas Children one time and they had his vein, because they have machines and equipment to find the vein the first time. Unlike 17 different pokes and progs and 3 different CAT scans. After the first one, and after I told you my son was born with hypospadia, you should have known that you were not equipped enough to take care of my child properly. You need to be better. If you do not have the equipment to work on a child, then do not work on a child. I also want to talk about my husband. One of the protocols for the hospital, for the safety measures, is you cannot have more than 2 people. It's only ever 2 people. So if you switch with somebody, that's it. And you can only switch every 24 hours. That's it. And I only switched once, long enough to come home and see Taylor, because another difficult part of this journey for me and my family was I was forced to be away from my daughter for a while. And FaceTime calls, they're great. They're a great way to connect everybody. As a mom, it wasn't enough. Not for me. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm fortunate enough that I'm able to do that. And it was hell being away from Cody and Taylor and having to have my son go through that. He missed his daddy, and due to safety protocols, I could only switch with one person of who I switched with, and then after that, wasn't allowed to switch anymore. And I only switched one time out of the whole 20 days. Once. And then we came home, and I want to talk about my husband for a little bit. I came home to find that I had nothing to take care of because he did it all. He did every bit of it along with Ash and Han and Lauren. And I am forever grateful for everything. And Kaylee, let me tell you something about Kaylee. She took over work. She told me, she said, do not worry about it. Do not do anything. Do not worry about it. You will do it when you get home. And she even told me that I better take a break when I get home, which I did, sort of. What? I like what I do. But everybody was just so helpful. I came home and my husband had the most sweetest surprise for me, which Ash for keeping Taylor, my sister for keeping Taylor, while Cody tried to balance everything else that I had to do. I came home to worry about nothing, and it was the best. I got to come home and then just enjoy being home. So I just wanted to take a minute to appreciate my husband and my friends for giving me that, and my family for giving me that. My family for contacting me every day, asking every day, what's happening? What's happening? It was nice to know that even when it was just me and my son and the doctors, I wasn't alone. And I will always be grateful for that. And we hope that this will never happen again, but you know, we do know that with hypospadias, it is a possibility. We are taking the precautions to prevent it from happening again, but there's no guarantees. Production for Gals and Ghosts will continue. We will start up again. We've recently been to some places that we are excited to share with you. I cannot give you more information here, but I can tell you that production for Home Life with 2.0, as well as Gals and Ghosts, is back on. There will be more videos to be dropped soon. I have a lot of videos that were kind of being in the process before all this happened, and now I cut my hair, and like some of the videos my hair is long, so be patient with me guys, because I'm going to be backtracking and trying to get some of those videos out after this one. So if you see me go from short hair to long hair to short hair, just understand that all the long hair videos were kind of being done before my son and everything that happened. I want to thank you all for your patience and your kindness. And my son is back home. And I will put pictures that I took of him in the hospital that I was sending to family, but per request by me, they weren't allowed to share it. But I will share those with you now that we are home and we are okay. As for everything else, more videos to come. And thank you for watching my channel and sticking beside me and my family through this tough time. Thanks for watching Home Life with 2.0. Please hit that like and subscribe, and also hit the notification bell so you know when I post another video, because I will be having more come out soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Here's a little snid video of Robbie at home and Taylor at home. Are you glad to be back home, Bubba?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's glad to see
Well, he's eating his dinner right now, so, and Taylor's been eating on hers. So here's a little snid of Robbie back at home.